on kind of those two games. How how is your kind of preparation going in the mental prep as well around getting up for like this big game that isn't really as big a game as possibly if you're fighting for, for a top four position?
Yeah, thanks, Marco. How's it? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
definitely. I think going forward, we're definitely going to approach every game like you said. Like this game against Scarlets can definitely bump us up to third. So looking ahead, we're literally taking every game as it's a step now. It's a road to the final. So like every step that we take now, we get a good win against Scarlets. We have the possibility of finishing third, and with a game of rugby, anything's possible. Like possible. So it just puts you in a better contention. I think third place, sixth place, as well, which is also a benefit. And then yeah, having home quarterfinals is obviously the focus, but we've definitely started the last few weeks slowly but surely starting to click. So this is a good opportunity for us to run out there, secure the 5 points, and also to continue gelling and building that chemistry.
Are you finding that you mentioned it about the clicking? I mean, there's been good passages and then there's been periods of maybe a little bit off the boil. Um, but last week definitely an improvement on the previous week. Are you just looking at that and feeling that you're getting that improvement each week?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's been a massive focus as well with a lot of players suffering injuries, joining the squad again. Just the squad settling. We've at a place now where, like you say, we I think Ulster we had a very slow start, 40 minutes, but our second 40 was some great rugby. There's passages in that Ulster in last week's game against Ospreys where we would build massive phases, play good attacking rugby. We also controlled the transitional aspects of the game, the kicking game, a lot better than we have in previous outings. So that's definitely just keep tweaking until you hit those knockout games.
So peaking at the right time, in
E-
other words, when it
Exactly.
matters.
Yeah,
Cool. Thanks very much.
that came up.
Ken, followed by Ronaldo.
Thank you. How's it, James?
How's
James, we
it?
saw last weekend the Scarlets went really, really hard at the breakdown against the Lions, really dominated that facet of play. That's obviously your key area of play as well. I'm sure you guys have looked at that in your analysis already. But what did you make of Scarlets at the breakdown against the Lions?
Thanks, Henry. I think we've identified that the Scarlets are a disruptive team. Whether they're going to hunt breakdowns to get turnovers or they're going to counteract, they definitely a team. I'd like to say you could say they're a disruptive team, whether it's lineouts as well. But yeah, massive emphasis. We're a team that we do like to attack and build multi phases, and we have. Yeah, if we want to play like that and we want to play that attacking game, we've got to be at top of our game with the breakdowns. They've got some good players that are good over the ball. That Marnus as well for South Africans. So we all know him. It is something he's good at. So we've definitely identified it, and we started this week a lot of focus on our pub fight and our breakdown work.
Thanks, Ken. Ronaldo, you can proceed, followed by Kanuso.
Hi, James Rinaldi here. A bit of a question outside of this weekend's game. I saw a post that you got another certificate or diploma. I'm not sure 100% what it is. Just want to ask you how important it is for rugby players to obviously focus on studying and getting something behind your name outside of the rugby game. And is it something that benefits you to take your mind off the rugby a bit when you have a bit of off time?
Oh, thanks, Ronaldo. Yeah, so I graduated with my LLB. So yeah, law degree. So yeah, it's just yeah, I can't stress the importance enough. I think rugby is such an amazing sport, and it gives you so many opportunities, maybe to study or it gives you the opportunity. Yeah, it allows you to pursue an academic pathway because I know it's hard and we work from early mornings till early afternoons, but you still have those few hours in the afternoons once the body's sore just to still mentally engage. And I think we all know, better than anyone, rugby is an amazing sport for 10, 12 years if you're lucky. And then afterwards, there is a life after rugby. And then that's something I don't think players maybe some do, some don't focus on it enough. But just to keep you, I'd say keep yourself accountable and keep pursuing other dreams and other hopes that you have outside the game. It's just a different, yeah, like you say, it takes your mind off the game. Rugby's not going to go away. You're going to have your homework to do. You're going to have a lot of time and prep to spend on your preparation. But just that extra hour or two studying, it really helped me just reset and come back in the next day fresh and ready for rugby again.
Thanks, man. Good luck with the weekend.
Thanks, Ronaldo.
Kaniso, you can proceed with your question.
Thank you very much, James. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone else. James, John spoke about his son, Tyne Plumtree, playing in this week's game. Take us through the banter you guys are having and just looking forward to playing against Tyne Plumtree, who is at the end of the day a Welsh international.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I know Coach Plum's obviously loves the son. I watch, like, he's a big supporter of his son as well. So he never misses a game, and I'm sure he's Tane's #1 supporter. So yeah, it's going to be a good battle this weekend. We've had some good banter in the week. I mean, this morning, we're showing 1 or 2 clips of their defensive efforts, and yeah, he called it. He said there's a big brick wall there, so you got to watch out for him. Obviously referring to Tane, but yeah, I think us as a team, we're not too focused on the individuals per se like that, but we definitely on the field on Saturday we'll definitely make him aware that the boys are there. We know who he is, and yeah, we're not going to hold back for him.
Yeah, and I think finally, then from my side, how are you coping with the amount of loose forward competition that you guys have at the Sharks? Because when you look at the other teams, the other South African teams in your see the Sharks are probably the one team who are most stacked with loose forwards, and there's box there, and these guys are knocking on box doors.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think our loose forwards that we have in the squad are, yeah, really talented. Most importantly, I think there's also a great connection between all of us. So we're extremely competitive, but we really want the best for each other. I think that's been a massive, I'd say, plus. It's very few times, I don't know, to have that connection in a squad where the loose forwards all just are pushing each other, competitive, but also want each other to excel, which is really cool. Yeah, I guess that's it. We know we're competing with one another, but every day we'll do extras, we'll do some mastery in different aspects of the game and want each other to improve in those aspects. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anami, you can proceed with your question.
Thank you. Hi, James. Hope you're well.
Hi, Anami.
Congrats with the degree. It's
Thank
nice to see you. I just want to get back to the motivation for this weekend. Obviously, you guys have already qualified for the quarterfinals, and the Scarlets have a lot to play for. If they lose this game, they might drop out of the top 8. So, just looking at the motivation for you guys, is it just to maybe tick all those boxes as you get ready and geared up for those quarterfinals?
Yeah, I think that's something just to play on the words that you use. I mean, it's easy to go out there and try to tick boxes, but we still haven't had the full 80-minute performance. We started getting close. If you think back to those months, the game back in Durban, the Glasgow game back in Durban, we really started to find some great form. And we almost want to just play an 80 minutes of rugby to the standard that we know we can. I think that's what we're looking for. I mean, we're one game away of clicking and being a really, really dangerous side. But I think that's just what we're waiting for. I think we're putting in the hard work. The boys are nailing it. It's just we're waiting. I wouldn't say we're waiting, but we're working towards that 80-minute game. So this weekend, this could be this game for us. The Scarlets game could almost allow us that chemistry and that fluidity to build and go into the knockouts with massive confidence.
Thanks and good luck for this weekend.
Thanks, Andy.
Gavin, you can proceed with your question.
Thank you. How's it, James?
Yes.
Just the elephant in the room, I suppose you could say, in the sense that obviously it does make a difference. I mean, you say you're working towards something, and what you're working towards is the start of the final series. Does it matter who you play against? Because I mean, obviously, when I say the elephant in the room, the Stormers are in good form at the moment, and I think they'd appreciate having only a 2-hour flight to Durban rather than going to Glasgow. Do you have any consideration around that? Because you are playing after them, so you'll know the result of their game when it comes to Saturday afternoon. It will be 24 hours later.
Yeah, I don't think it would be. Yeah, we definitely will know what happens in that result, but in that game, but we won't be focused on that result at all. I think we've proved to ourselves in the season that we've knocked over. To win this URC final, you're going to have to knock over any team on the day. And I think that's what we're preparing ourselves for going into these knockout games. And that's why I keep referring to us. We have an 80-minute performance. That's what we're aiming towards to our standard and to our quality. I don't think there's many teams that can keep up with us. And so I think that's more or less what we're striving towards, is that we know that when we finally hit that game and when we string that 80-minute performance together, we're gonna be a very, very hard team to beat. So yeah, obviously Stormers have been playing some great rugby. And I don't think you can't deny that, but so has Benetton, so has all the teams in the top 8. But we're just working towards whatever our road looks like to the finals, we will be prepared for that.
But just to clarify what you said earlier, you said third place 6. So obviously, if you come third, you play 6, which theoretically means you're playing against a team that's not quite as good as the team that finishes fifth. So that is the motivation to finish third. In that sense.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever it is, whichever team it is, it would just technically be on points that you would be playing someone who is 6th place rather than 5th. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thanks. Sorry, but whilst you're there. Sorry, we could everybody's forgetting that you're probably in the last phase of your Sharks career because you're heading overseas at the end of the season, aren't you? How emotional do you get toward now that you're coming towards, because you've been there I think since 2020, am I right?
Yeah, but
or 2019.
Yeah, October 2019. Yeah.
Okay, so you're a Durbanite now.
Yeah. The Sharks are my childhood club. Grew up local boy on the South Coast, loving the Sharks, represented the Sharks throughout school rugby, Craven Week, but it was always a dream to play for the Sharks at a professional level. I've done that for 6 years. The Sharks have had a massive impact on molding me as a player and as a person, just being in this environment. Really privileged and grateful to have lived out a real dream of mine. So yeah, going to the last few games, just want to leave obviously, like, it's a cliche, but a bit of a legacy, a bit of enjoy more the enjoyment of these last few games and experiencing the fans at Kings Park, the local people that I've obviously friends and family are here. So yeah, really looking forward to it and hoping we can make it a memorable season as well.
And there's obviously as long as many games as possible played at home in that final series as well, so that it's a long goodbye to Kings Park.
Yeah, exactly, definitely.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks, Gavin.
Ken, I see your hand is raised. Do you have an additional question?
Yes, I do. Yeah, James, many congratulations on the LLB. That's a great thing. Well done.
Thanks, Ken.
The laws around the breakdown are extremely obtuse. Do you feel like you need an LLB to know the laws around the breakdown?
Yeah, I think the subjectivity of some refs at the breakdown is definitely the gray area. And it's just like everyone interprets the law or interprets a picture that they see on Saturday, and in that split second differently to maybe the next ref. So I think that's what you got to play towards. You got to see how's the ref interpreting the breakdown. Where's his clear lines and what's blurred for him or not. So I think that's rugby. You got to do your homework on the ref. You got to do your homework on and be aware and make observations on the field and make a determination then.
Percy, you can continue with your question.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, James. James, can I ask you before I continue? Do you speak any Afrikaans?
No, I can
Not
speak.
at all.
Yeah, but I won't answer and reply in Afrikaans. You can ask a question in Afrikaans.
No, I wanted you to reply in Afrikaans, but nevertheless, let me try in English rather. My colleague asked you a number of questions so far. Can I just ask you, ahead of this last round match, what is the motivation for the Sharks? It sounds like a very obvious question, but what is the motivation? Are you guys heading now for a second, third? What exactly is the motivation in the game?
We want to finish our league games now with as many points as possible and in the best position as possible. We want to continue building towards winning the URC title. So like you said, every game we run out for, it's an opportunity for us to get that step closer to that full performance. Keep building that chemistry and keep making positive strides towards that final. I mean, every game you'll take away something. So hopefully we can win. We want to win this weekend, and we want to keep building on the front foot to the finals. I mean, every positive that you get out of the game is just going to keep building our confidence leading up to these knockout games.
Just the last question for me. Can I ask you? I know you're not a medical doctor and you're not the coach as well, but not having a player like even Itzebeth, for instance, for example, not available possibly, is that a big blow for you guys, or are you guys still very confident ahead of this last round match?
Yeah, I'm extremely confident. Our entire squad is super talented. So yeah, I think Evan is actually cleared for this weekend. And he's a massive boost. His leadership, his physicality, all around massive contributor to the team. But so is an Emil van Heerden, a Jason Jenkins, a Cornell. I can just rattle all the locks we have in the environment. It's just I really just have full faith in our squad. So whether guys do pick up niggles and do pick up injuries and need to sit out a week, I think the squad has got so much confidence in each other. And we've proved that on many occasions that squad depth is not an issue. We really have a bunch of talented boys playing.
James, thank you so much and all the best of luck.
Thanks, person.
Gavin, do you have a question?
No, sorry, I must have just left my hand up. Sorry.
Not a
Apologies.
problem. Media, are there any further questions? Okay, Media,
No, all good.
Thanks, Anami. Media, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you for the team announcement later this week. Have a lovely afternoon further.
Cheers. Thanks.